I've gone live here when I'm definitely not even ready to go live here, but I feel like I've long over. Can I go 36 minutes? 6 minutes late. This is 2 weeks in a row now that I've been late. How many like weeks in a row are we going to say that I'm late? 2 in a row. Oh, do you know what it is? What I start doing? I have a whole day to do everything computer-wise. I don't even look at my laptop, and then about 8 o'clock when I get in, I open the laptop up, and that's the first time I look at it, and I've still not even done it. Oh, watch this, what I need to do. I mess about with things. See, I'm not even ready. I'm not even ready to go. People have pressurised me into starting early. Oh, 1 minute. Let me add an overlay. How do I do this now? Here we go. Oh no, I'm doing it fast. Look at this. And what else do I need to do? The Instagram thing. See, that's we start the video and we do the Instagram thing. So maybe I can drag that out. Boom. Yeah. Takes me fast. See, if I had done that whilst Liverpool were playing, I'd have done it in about maybe not because JJ was there when Liverpool was playing. I watched the United game, the whole game, chilled, the most chilled ever, just on the couch, no kid, no missus, no nothing. And then he comes home 5 minutes before Liverpool kick off, and I just think, oh, completely changed my watching experience. Oh, do you know what? I've not gone back to the comments. Who's even in? Stefan. What's this shaving off? Why the beard's good? Yes, Stefan. Hello, Chantel. I've just started all this. Just talking to myself. I've never even had the chat open. Yes, the fade. No, not the fade. Actually, SP. Not the fade. Yes, everyone's in. I just started this and was just on brand. Just like looking at the thing while I was changing it. Is SP? Who is SP? Do I feel like I think I've got SP? Have I got you on Instagram? Is that who I think it is? I mean the barnet, not the beard. So the cut's not great. Well, actually, it doesn't look too bad there. Actually, it just was very. It's not too bad there, but it didn't look. I feel like first night it didn't look great. I got it cut up here. I still go to Bolton for my barbers. Yeah, I drive to Bolton and get my hair cut off my barber. He's my barber. Been my barber for years, and he'll probably be my barber forever. And I love the barber shop. I love going into a new barber shop. I think is just one of the worst experiences ever. I hate it. I've got my barber shop. I love it. I'm one of the main components in my barber shop. I love it. And but you know what I was actually saying? We just chatting about Liverpool, but I feel like I don't know if it's because my barbers is lively, but I feel like other barbers are not as lively as my barber either. I go there for a laugh. I end up getting my hair cut. It takes half an hour. Sometimes I'll stay there for an hour and a half. Look like a Bamiyang. He's going back in it. We have to all accept that my hairline is going back. Sad, you know, because like I can see literal pictures of how far it's gone back because of the little scar on that side. That there. Whoa, which side? Can't do this. Why can't I go on the scar there? That one. That used to be like something that was inside my hair, and it was like, oh, I wonder how you got that because it was inside my hair, and now it's on the hairline. My hair's gone back so far back. How old is too old for skinny jeans? I wouldn't wear straight leg jeans ever. So let's put things on. This is the first question of the week, so this has to be answered. Would I wear skinny? I don't wear skinny jeans anymore, but I wouldn't wear big jeans, flares or anything. And I wear the skinniest trackies all winter. Used to call conflicts me now. I was left going, yes, see, Daryl was my guy if Thingy wasn't in. I was sad that he left. Why have I just put this? Why have I put that on? We was talking about that. Daryl's my guy, you know, I loved him. He's a Liverpool fan as well, isn't he? He cut my hair if Conor wasn't in, but Conor's still my guy. You're not a boot cut man. What's boot cut? No, boot cut. Nah, I wear jeans that are there, definitely like they're definitely not skinny jeans, but definitely not big jeans. They'll definitely be like stuck to my leg, but always with socks. I have probably gone through a stage, maybe a couple of months in my life. I feel like I will try anything out, clothing wise. That's why I've ended up wearing vests and stuff. I wore vests for a full year, you know, full year of my life. I wore vests. But proudly wore them. I were asked, and then I remember at the end of the year, looking back. Do you know what it was? Do you know why I wore vests? I think because for the first time, that was the first summer for years from being about 18, no, younger, from being about 17 till about then, I was a fat bastard. And then I went on my first ever crash diet, yeah, and 20 to 21, the year, the age of 20 to 21, wore vests all through the summer, on holiday, probably chilling at home, even in winter and stuff. Do you know what I mean? During the day, I wore vests for a full year. And there's still pictures on my Instagram now of me in a vest. I'm not going to delete it or anything. I'm not asked, but yeah, I wore a vest for a full year. You wouldn't see me dead in the vest now, even probably a basketball thingy and that. And I had different ones all the time when I wore vests. Do you know what my favourite one was? The Looney Tunes. I had the Looney Tunes, the Looney Tunes vest. And I had to pay more to get fucking Tasmanian Devil on the back, because you could just always buy things like that. You could always get like Bugs or whatever. Do you know, like the biggest names, dead easy. But then I had to buy the other one. I had to buy one off eBay for well more money to get fucking Taz on the back. Taz is the sickest Looney Tune, isn't it? Who's the sickest Looney Tune? Who's in the Looney Tunes? Space Jam 1 is a good film. I've not seen second Space Jam yet. It's not going to be good, is it? Space Jam 1, what a sick film Space Jam 1 is. You know what? I feel like I like Space Jam 1. I think I wouldn't like it now if I'd watched it for the first time, because I feel like since I did film studies from my AS level, I don't like bad films where there's bad acting and stuff in it. But before that, I think I was oblivious to it, and I could watch anything. Or is it just good? Surely Michael Jordan can't act, but I feel like I've never critiqued his acting performance. Is he really bad at acting? Coyote. Who's Coyote? Hang on. Looney Tunes. I always thought the ones who they big up are the shittest. Is Taz brown? I bet you I like Taz the most because he's brown. He is brown, isn't he? Yeah. I'm so racist, me, you know, when I actually, because it's like less apparent and less frowned upon from my side to the other side. That's probably the only reason why I like Taz the most. Subconsciously, he's brown, isn't he? Who's my second favourite? Let's just put this to the test. Do you know remember that little alien who always gets terrorised? Him. He was game, wasn't he? But he used to get terrorised. Oh. Yeah, I'd say Taz. What we've got to talk about this week. I've not even done any of the intro. I've not done still not done the Instagram thing. I'm like, we're already 7 minutes in. This is fine. Roadrunner. He's either beep beep. That Roadrunner. He was rapid. He was rapid, so I loved him. But he didn't do anything. He just ran off all the time. Why was he sick? Oh no, did he not just terrorise him? Actually, did he not set traps? Oh, Tom Garratt, mate, don't. He's the reason. Promise you now, this Tom Garratt guy is the reason that I'm not taking a week off Twitter, and anyone can believe me. And who knows if I'd have lasted the full week, but I thought, fuck it, I got banned for a week last week, right? For the worst reason still, by the way, I can't believe it. But I thought it was good. I was enjoying peace in my life, right? Can you believe last week I went out twice? I've not been out all year. I've probably been out 3-4 times since the season started, yeah? And I went out twice in 3 days. Yes, Jamie. Jamie, at some point, right? At some point, Jamie, the story of Friday night is going to have to get relived over here, me telling it stored, right? And I'm glad that there's someone who's watching this live who was there to witness the whole thing. This Tom Garratt, mate, he is a fucking... Right, so I woke up Sunday. I've had the best week ever off Twitter, by the way. Life is just peaceful. There'll be a few times where I go on it and I search things, because why would I not? I'm a fucking band. I don't need to just keep the whole app off. And I'll not search things, but like look at things, get news and that, but not being able to like argue with people or speak to people or write anything and get replies, and even just nice things, even having nice conversations with people, just not talking to anyone on Twitter for a week was great. And I thought, let's see if I can go another week. Let's do another week just to prove I can do another week of not going on Twitter, right? And then wake up Sunday morning, I fucking give JJ's bottle, put me a Sunday film on. It was in The Incredibles today, yeah. I jump every time. I feel like I don't jump all week though. It's obviously the weed, the way he switched standards on his mate. Oh mate, it's the maddest thing of all time, that video, innit, ever. It's the maddest thing of all time. Like, I feel like it'll just he won't, like, he should be. I can't even, I'm speechless about how bad this video is, yeah. And it's so I like the outrage is not big enough, mate. Why is it? This is the world we live in now. There's a lot of people who find that funny. There's a lot of people who that videos come out, genuine people who probably are his target audience, you know, like football idiots, who think that video is funny. It's the weirdest video of all time, mate. So I didn't watch enough of it, right? Because I said, I said to some lad on that, I'm sure there's one guy recording it, laughing, one guy in the background laughing, and them two laughing. Why is there 4 people laughing? And then on the reply to it, some lad says there's about 6-7 of them laughing. People come in and start laughing. So watch the video a bit longer. Can you believe I watched the video a bit longer? And there's loads of them. Mate, there's 7 of them. Couldn't get to the end of it though. But there's about 6 or 7 lads all laughing about it. I don't even think that's rugby union vibes, Supreme, because rugby lads. My sister's fella's a rugby lad, right? Through and through. He played rugby to a decent standard. all through thingy, even till I think last year, and he loves rugby. He sort of pretends to be a football. Nah, he doesn't pretend to be a football fan. He is a football fan, but he definitely used to pretend to be more into football so that we could talk about football, because I don't know nothing about rugby and will never know anything about rugby. But I think he does like football. But he's a Leicester fan, and he definitely winds me up saying he's Sports City, but also on the fly Sports City a little bit, changed allegiances because I think he's just properly got into footy. Rugby guy, yeah, and they do weird things, yeah, bro. They do weird things. They do all mad shit on the Christmas do that I just think's the worst thing ever. There was one of them he said where all phones, I think I sometimes wonder if I'm merging two stories though. This is two different ones I've been told. All phones were on the table, and the first one who upside down, and the first one who turns the phone over has to eat a sprout that's been up the captain's ass all through the thing. That's what they did once, and it was like a funny thing for them to do, and I just think that is the worst thing of all time. But they're not gay. They don't do gay shit like wank each other off, mate. It's the weirdest thing ever. Why is he just doing that with his mates? None of my mates would ever do that, ever. I don't get it. Oh, it's the maddest thing ever. Drink each other's piss, defo. Oh, 100%. But even drinking each other's piss is not that weird to just do in front of all your mates if you're two straight lads. Do you know what I mean? These are supposed to be straight lads. None of these is him or his mate out as by curious or anything like that. These are supposed to be two straight lads. Why is he letting his mate wank him off, and why is he being wanked off, and why is he wanking his mate off? It is the weirdest thing ever. And I just started seeing all this blow up. At first, until I seen the video, I think, because at first you think it can't be true. I'm seeing everyone sending me stuff. Oh, have you seen the Tom Garratt thing on DM? But not sending the video. And then you just think it can't. Maybe it's not that bad. Like people are just like overreacting. And then you see his comments. I can't believe he tried to joke it off. I went straight onto his Twitter to see what he'd said about it. How's my form? Oh, it's the worst. Said he was called he had Pilly Willy. Yeah, me and loads of my mates have had Pilly Willy before. That's your problem for getting Pilly Willy, mate. Your mate not help you out of it. That's not an excuse. Jesus Christ, mate. Maddest thing of all time. He's a fucking muppet, innit? How are these people like in the position they're in? He's a fucking muppet. Then again, who am I to call a muppet after fucking Friday's events? Can you believe I went out twice? I went out on Wednesday, yeah. I went out on Friday. Thursday, top 5 worst days of my life ever in the history of my life, right? So Thursday, yeah, I get in work, get this. So you got to put your fingerprint on the thing in work, yeah, to clock you in. So I run in, run past the fingerprint thing, then realize I have to put it in, put my finger in, yeah, and then run to the toilet. This is I'll tell you exactly when it is. Where is it? I can tell you exactly where this is. I definitely, because look how bad this is, right? 2 minutes past 6, look. 2 minutes past 6 on Thursday morning. This is old school content. Oh, you can't even see it. You think it looks all right, and then it just goes violent out of nowhere. Wow, I feel like I was filming well too long. Why do I make? Does anyone else make them noises when they're sick? That exact noise. It goes on forever. I reckon that's one of my worst six of all time. It's still got 13 seconds left, but I can't keep playing for another 30 seconds. Mate, the worst in the work toilet, right? So start at 6. I mean, I am always on time. I'm always on the minutes, but I don't know. I feel like I said this before. For shit like work, things that matter, I'm always on time. Skinny jeans answer is 30. What do you mean 30? I don't get it. Oh, 30. I probably don't work. Yeah, I don't wear skinny jeans anymore, but not because I'm over 30. Probably because I just think you get fat. Everything gets bigger on you when you're a bit older. Yeah, terrible, mate. That was when out Wednesday, bottomless brunch. I had a bottomless brunch at 4 o'clock. Turtle Bay, listen, shout out to Turtle Bay, yeah. Because all the bottomless brunches I've ever done, you never think of Turtle Bay, but I feel like it's maybe because you always stushy people and everyone thinks Turtle Bay is shit when it's fucking not, mate. Because the bottomless brunch is all the cocktail menu. Any drink off the cocktail menu. You don't turn up and you can get fucking vodka. I don't mind it because I get Prosecco, but vodka, Prosecco, fucking gin, one or two cocktails of the fucking day, which are always dog shit, and that Aperol spritz for fucking 40 quid, 35 quid for the fucking bottomless brunch at Turtle Bay, mate. Every single cocktail. Why am I so low? There you go. Every single cocktail. How sick is that? It was the best. Got pissed out of my head, and then Went to the pub and watched the game. That's a bit of a sad one, though, isn't it? Instead of going into the game, watching it in a pub. I've done Turtle Bay Half Roof. It's like everyone had to finish before you can order again, so everyone just necks it. Nah, that wasn't with us, you know. But it was dead. Let me tell you, it was dead. Can you believe there's a fucking bottomless punch that starts at 4 and it was dead? Yes, MMA. I've not even been giving everyone shout out. Sorry. See, do you know what I've realised, which is really bad? So this doesn't happen because it didn't happen on the one where I was 2 stoned and the one where I was sober the day after, whatever that was. That was the last 2. Was that the last 2? Nah, there wasn't. Whatever, them 2. Anyway. When I'm stoned, I forget to read all the comments and just natter and just chat. But when I'm not stoned, I read the comments. But I missed out some good comments last week that I missed. Tells you the Norwegian fella said to you about John Anarisa. How do you know about that? How do you know about that, mate? Or was you in the thing? Was you in the watch along? Oh, listen, all these 2 nights out, yeah. So Wednesday, I've been working Wednesday. I've never felt worse than that in my life. I got a Mackey's breakfast in work. Use my first break, go into Mackey's and get a Mackey's breakfast. I've never felt that bad in my life. It's top 5 worst days of my life ever that Thursday, I promise you. And then you know what the worst bit was? When I got home from work, Meg had a training thing, and a nail training thing. And from this, like, I got home, had a shower, and then I had JJ till he went to sleep at 7 o'clock. Worst ever. He went to sleep at 7 o'clock. I promise you, I was asleep by 7:10. I put him in bed, lights out, months ago, and I've been curious ever since. Put him in bed, lights out, yeah. And I without question, within 10 minutes of him being asleep, I was asleep. And then you got to think, what are the stuff that you need to do before you go to bed? Well, I did none of it. It was the worst day ever. Thursday was the worst day. I woke up and I kept thinking all Thursday, the Twitter boy, he's a hell. Ooh, which one's, am I the Twitter boy? Am I a hell? What was I saying then? Oh, what was I saying? This is well better than that. What? You've just interrupted me, it was. What was I saying? This was well more. What was I saying? Thank God, what was we just talking? I do this all the time on voice notes, all the time, and then I have to clear the voice note and start again, but I can't do this on this. I feel like I've done it on this before. What was I just talking about? Oh, yeah, my Thursday. So, no, yeah, so all Thursday spent bear in mind, Friday, I'd planned Friday. Thank you very much, Discoteca, but I got there before you. But I think there's a bit of a delay, so maybe you told me before I got there, but I promise you, I got there before you. I forgot again. Oh, Thursday, yeah. So all day on Thursday, I was fucking dreading Friday, thinking this is going to be the worst ever. I'm rough, and I get bad 2-day hangovers anyway, like really bad 2-day hangovers. I can sometimes feel worse, probably like today actually. I can sometimes feel worse the next day than I did the day. Nah, never. Nah, that's a fucking absolute lie. I always feel worse the second day, but then I do. Sometimes it can be a bad week. Like today, I couldn't have a drink today. I'd have felt fucking grim if I'd have had a drink today. But that's because I was still a bit rough from Friday. But when I woke up on Friday, bear in mind I had to wake up at 4:30 for work. I could get up. Usually I can get up at 5, but because I'd like done nothing the day before with that rough, I had to wake up at 4:30. Woke up feeling fresh as a daisy. I was that late, but I weren't late. But I had like that. Danny, no, promise you. Ask anyone who was out of me on Wednesday. Ask anyone who was out of me on Friday. Nope, not a single bit, mate. That's half the reason why Friday, towards the end, started getting a bit annoying because there was about 3 of us who weren't, and everyone else was, and it was just. But so nah, wasn't at all. Once I was having that. It's not been since the season finished. I don't do it anymore, and that's even both. I've never done I haven't done Charlie for years, but even Kenny now. I don't need it anymore. I feel like getting pissed is well better. Def won the boost waffling. Oh, bro, it was hard work. It was hard work for Friday. Was a sick night, unbelievable night, hilarious. That's one of the funniest stories out. There's so many stories. I feel like there's so many just hilarious stories, even to my expense or other people's expenses from my nights out. But Friday was a good night. But mate, Friday night, oh, is Jamie still in here? I can't wait to tell this story, and I've not said nothing about it because it's just the funniest. So Friday, yeah, I'm going to go through all of Friday. Yeah, I'm just going to start at the start of Friday and get to the best, bit, and then after the Friday story has been told, after this big build up to the end of it, we'll answer some questions. So Friday, yeah, I'm struggling on Thursday. Wake up Friday, good as new. Went into work dancing, started at 6, finished at 2. Because I was still iffy, because what the real plan was to go home on Thursday, get JJ and go get my haircut somewhere. But I weren't going to come. I'm genuinely, as you'll hear through this thing when I start coughing, proper ill. I don't think I've helped this coffee. So I had this coffee from about 3-4 live chats. You'll know I've had this coffee. That's on tube, but it'll be worse than that. Well worse. And then I got rid of it. I got rid of it for 2 weeks, and I've got it again, and it's definitely off JJ. No, I got it not 2 weeks. That's a lie. When was Damon's baby wet in head? when did he wet the baby's head? Was that just last week? Yeah, 26. So I lost it. I got on steroid tablets. I need to hear it from your point of view, lad. Yes, yeah, we'll get to it. If you can hang on for a bit, we'll get to it. What time's Love Island on? Do I go up against Love Island? I can't believe that. How sad's that? Love Island fucking me. Do I actually go up against Love Island? I don't know anything, any TV times of any programme. Yeah, so about the 26th, I went on these steroid tablets on Thursday last week. So yeah, I started to get rid of this on probably the weekend, right? And I didn't have a cough at all last week. First time I've been sleeping since on in 5 minutes, lad. Oh, what can I do? I think this Friday story is better than the start of Love Island, so just stick with it. We're going to get to it in a minute. I got rid of this cough, yeah. Why am I on the cough, though? Everyone's thinking, get on with Friday. No, listen, the cough. Got rid of this cough, yeah, I promise you. By start of this week, I was having sleeping through, not wake. I was for 3 weeks until I got on these tablets. I just put up with it. I don't know why I didn't go and get tablets before, like earlier. Put up with it for 3 weeks. All night, I would wake myself up coughing. Throughout the entire night, I would just wake myself up coughing randomly all night. It was the worst. Love Island keeps on 3 minutes, keep me on. The Georgia Steeler UK. See, I couldn't enjoy. So I watched the first three series of Love Island, and then I think I missed one. Then watched whatever the Alex Bowen and that Olivia girl is that what it is? Alex Bowen and Olivia, whatever him is. Alex Bowen, where they got married and they've had like kids and shit. That one, I watched that series. That's the last series that I watched, and then I've not watched it since. Because not Rijkaard? Is his name Rijkaard? The guy who was with it, and then he slept with Alex's missus, and then they ended up getting married and everything. That series. And then when me and Meg went on holiday when she was super pregnant, yeah, because she was always knackered by the end of the day, that series of Love Island, it was the Italian guy. We got in back, we'd stay out all day, go for tea and that, and then come home to watch Love Island. But it was an hour ahead there, so it wasn't bad. She was about fucking 6 months pregnant or something. And we'd get ice cream and come home and watch Love Island, and it was on for a week. And then I was like, should we keep up with this when we get back? We said, yeah. And then not one of us watched a single episode. I didn't end up watching the final. I remember I hated that Italian guy and that Ekin-Su when they came. I hated them both for that week, and they ended up winning it. I can't believe it. I didn't keep up. I don't know what ended up happening, but for this week I hated them. I can't believe they won it. What's your thoughts on Greg getting kicked out of the ground? Listen, it can happen. It can happen to any of us. It can happen to the best of us. Have I ever been kicked out of the ground? I've definitely not been letting grounds. Have I ever been kicked out of a ground? I feel like I've never been kicked out of a ground in my life. Get back to Friday, lad. Yeah, sorry. Get back to Friday, lad. Right. If I leave that there and I keep going off topic, I'll told you. I'll get back to Friday. Do you know that little bass that kicks in the cough at the end? That me and JJ both got it again. And guess what? So first, he's been fine. He's been healthy for probably about a week and a half now. And then wakes up yesterday morning with the fucking snot down his face, and you know what's coming in our mill. Got hoofed out of Wembley, so I found the tickets. Let you scan straight back in. Oh, did you? No way. Don't think I've ever been kicked out of the ground. Oh no, what a lie. Oh no, did I get kicked out or did I take myself out? Huddersfield away when I had that cat and the fucking famous picture of me spewing on myself. And do you know what that was? Do you know what that was, right? So, and I don't even know why I didn't even think. So my mate passed me. So I was drinking all day. We did the ale trail, yeah. That fucking sick picture. We were drinking all day, and I did the ale trail. But we tried to do it. Me and Louis had tried to do the ale trail the year before. Right. We started about 5 hours before Huddersfield away. We did the pub in Bolton, started it in Bolton. So we jumped on the pub in Bolton, jumped on the one after that where it's at the station. Right. And then jumped off that and by accident jumped on a direct train to Huddersfield. We were just in Huddersfield about 4.5 hours before kick-off. I was like, I can't be asked going back. We just ended up going into some pub in there. But yeah, listen, Cam, so what happened? I'm getting back on topic so I can get to Friday because we're 24 minutes in. What if we don't answer a question again? What if the live chat just becomes me just fucking talking garbage for an hour every week? No, I'll start wrapping it up. But Friday deserves a good 10 minutes, mate. It's going to go down as one of the funniest stories of my life, and I can tell it, and it's got a nice happy ending. And it's only me who looks like a fucking mug, so who's asked? Right. So Huddersfield away, we do the ale trail this year. I'm going to wrap it all up quicker. We do the ale trail successfully this year. We stop at all the pubs all the way. I am bladdered, get to the boozer, but I'm pissed. I'm that pissed that I'm being badly annoying. So this, I think, is karma for me caving anyway, because since whenever Crawler I always remember this night as being when it happens to all yous and you just stop getting on it when you have a drink, right? You always have the one night what kills it for you. And I went watching Crawler against not Ricky Burns, because Ricky Burns was after that. So it was a fight before Ricky Burns, because Ricky Burns was the first one back where I only drank, and I was getting pressure again, because I feel like I can be a I can be a knobhead when I'm drunk. Not a knobhead. I'm just loud and annoying when I'm drunk. Or maybe Friday proves I can be a knobhead, but no, I feel like everybody, and it was people ever were coming up to me on Friday saying, "Oh, listen, do you know what? You waited the wrong there." I'll give you a little hint there what Friday could be. His own mate sat next to me for about 20 minutes going, "Nah, do you know what? You can be a knobhead. You were in the wrong." He was there for the whole bit. Linares, yeah, it must have been the Linares second fight, I think. Did he have one in between that? Oh, I used these live chats. So last week I was fine, I weren't ill. But when I'm ill, these live chats, I always think, sort myself out before I come on. Put the Sudafed up my nose, splash water my face with water, and then forget. Especially if I got this one, I didn't even come on. Yeah, it would have been Linares' second fight. Yeah, I spent the whole Linares' second fight because I started well too early. We used to meet up in Farnworth, have a few pints in Farnworth. Like I had mates coming from Reading for it, fucking Norwich, all over for these qualifiers. It was a big fucking firm. They were some of the best days. Like, probably qualifiers were better than some Liverpool aways. They were fucking sick. But the Linares second one, it was probably like when I was on the back end of being a little smackhead going out all the time, getting on it, and hated it. The whole day, because I was too tuned in. People like being in boozers and like being dead like loud in boozers and singing songs. I love all that shit when I'm fucking pissed. But then I was like half like cringing for my mates, and do you know, like thinking like, oh, stop it, we're gonna get kicked out and shit like that when who's asked. And I thought, this is shit, it's ruining all my fun. Hated it. So that's when I knocked it on the head. Maybe like very rarely will people corrupt me to getting on it, but fully knocked it on the head. It worst ever. That was a talk, but yeah, Huddersfield away. Did the ale trail, stopped at every stop perfectly, but then I was being a knobbed in the ground, and I do remember being like quite annoying in the ground. Like I'll admit, I was being annoying in the ground, and my mate, what can I say his name? Danny. He knows anyway. Danny said, "Yeah, do you want one of these?" And I said, "Yeah," but I don't think he'd only just met me, so he mustn't have thought I was being annoying. He just was being nice, right? But because I'm from Bolton and everyone in Bolton uses clippy bags, most of the fucking whole country uses clippy bags. But Danny's not from Bolton, so Danny would only use clippy bags for one thing. But I didn't think about that, did I? So he didn't think he was fucking stitching me up, because it is from in Liverpool where you are. If you give someone a clippy bag, it's cat. The whole country are not like Scousers. We use clippy bags for everything because it's fucking well better and convenient. But they don't. Yeah, they use the little shitty wrap things. Gives it me in a clippy bag. I think it's Charlie going to sort me head out because I'm too pissed. So the second I have it, you know, what can I do? What can I do? Knew I was fucked. Knew there's nothing I could do about it. And it fucking hit me hard. And that's why I was at pictures where I'm like, sure, mate, that's one thing I'm going to say. But I can't, because there's well worse videos I've done out there and things I've done to Alex than him taking the picture of BB6. So I always think the game is fully the game. What can you do? Because I've got by far horrible and worse videos of him. So what can you do? Back to Friday. The Friday story is going to be the best thing of the whole live chat this week. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they shit. But if a good live chat has a good high point, it's good. And this is a Friday. So Friday, finish work at 2. I ring the barber during work, ask if I can get. I don't even clean my glasses. And then did you see me like stuck in my words? Then that's me trying to work out. I can't even see the screen now, you know. That's how blind I am. I tell you, that's when I can see myself. I can't read the writing. Shall I tell you how close I've got to get to read the writing? People think these glasses are a gimmick. People go, look how blind he is. They make his fucking face go in. Obviously, mate, 'cause I'm one of the blindest people of all time. I've had glasses since I was 6. I'm well blind. I can read it now. That's how close I've got to be. Right. Lots of people saying, I'm not even reading the chat. People are just laughing. Oh, is it funny? Any of videos of him tugging his mates off? No, nothing like that. Alex is super not like that with us as well. Hi, lads. Very worse feeling when the Kenny hit shit. Yeah, bro. The second it did it and I got the taste, I thought, shit. And I knew it was going to happen. I still don't think I got kicked out, you know. I think I went. I think I left. I think I got off. or maybe I got kicked out. Nah, surely I got kicked out. Because I remember being sat on the grass outside the away end for about 40 minutes coming round, and then just got a taxi home. Fight him, I reckon you could do me. You're an hard cunt. Listen, I've said I'd have a white collar with Tom Garratt before. Maybe after, do you know what? Yeah, Jamie. Do you know sometimes boxers, Conor Benn, because he is dog shit. There's a question on Conor Benn, so I can rant about him later. But do you know how boxers have that bad performance that makes someone fight them? That's my Friday. I hope Tom Garratt listens to this. He wouldn't, but I hope he does, or someone sends it him. And he can hear about how much of a sausage I am for my Friday, and then he wants me a white collar on a Misfits card. Let's do it. I'd batter him, badly batter him. Floated out, right. So go get me a haircut. Why do you not care about all this bit? Go get me a haircut. I got my haircut up here. Try it. It looks all right though. It does look doesn't look too bad though. I feel like I didn't like it. Then I think I feel like it's a bit too high. I feel like it's how a white person would have a high fade, but I have mine a bit lower because I'm black and my hair's a bit thicker. But because the difference between my skin and my hair is a lot darker than the difference between, I feel like, not this type of hair. Anyway, I get my hair cut straight after work, go home, pick up Dave. Oh my God, Jamie, I'm going to have to tell a story about you. So I was meeting Jamie for the first time, and I agreed to pick Dave up and then pick Jamie up. Was I picking Jamie up? Nah, you were meeting us at the train station. I was picking Dave up, going to the train station, and getting the train in, yeah. So fucking get the car, Jamie. Dave goes, "You're never going to believe this." And I'm thinking, oh, here we go. What's going to happen? He said, Jamie's locked himself in the bathroom. I'm thinking, he locked himself in the bathroom? Bollocks. I think he's fucking putting off. He's gonna not come out. I think it's the worst excuse ever to not come out. It's the first time I met Jamie, by the way. So I'm thinking, he's not coming out. And this is why I had to go out. By the way, when I was worrying about this, is because I put the whole night together. There was about 3 different group of mates all meeting up. And he locked himself in the bathroom. So if we FaceTime, Jamie, would I have saved the? Actually, that's evidence. I can't report a crime on here. But yeah, he was locked in the bathroom. FaceTimed him. He was genuinely locked in the bathroom. The lock had snapped on the inside of the bathroom. Although, Jamie, we have said, and we can say it on here, why did you lock the bathroom if you was in the house on your own? Why are you locking a bathroom if no one's in the house? I get you can be maybe a creature of habit, but surely you don't lock a bathroom if no one's in the house. Then again, could someone come home? You never know. My watch telling me to do more activity. I've done nothing today. Sat on the couch. That's it. All day. You know what I've learned though? To not eat too much or have a joint or anything on the live chat Sunday days, because it's just too much. Right, anyway, so Jamie locked himself in the bathroom. Jamie, come on. I, as a good friend, said, and I had JJ in the car, said, we will come and let Jamie out, because he was having to. Do you know what's the funniest bit about this? As soon as they told me this, I couldn't stop laughing about it yet. Jamie's had to ring his brother to say, can he come home to let him out of the bathroom? Because what happened was I got different people to, it ended up just being Tomo, but in there, we can't leave Tomo on his own anyway. I had got 3 different people to meet, I had 3 different people to meet at the train station for that train. 2 of them were going to be on the train, and we was jumping on it on the same train, and 1 was meeting us there. But they didn't know each other, so it would have been awkward for them. So at first I said, we'll go and get Jamie, because I thought he lived round the corner. Then as we're like miles away, I think he goes, we won't make that train. And I'm like, what do you mean we won't make the train? So I'd already gone past my house and everything, we had to spin it. So I imagine Jamie's brother saying to someone at work, listen, on a Friday, I'm going to have to go home, let my brother, he's locked himself in the bathroom and no one's in the house. They're going to think, yeah, all right, fucking hell. Yeah, so but I said that. I said, listen, so I remember when I was going out one night and I got the washing in my, now later in life, I feel like I could have dealt with it better. Then it always pops up on my memories on Snapchat every year. My washing got stuck in the washing machine. I couldn't open the door. I had about 2-3 hours before it needed to be done. So I tried all the usual easy ones where one said like, I think it was put fucking blue. I can't remember, but there was all different ones where like put something in the door. There was one with a thing at the back where you took the back, I had the washing machine out and everything. Couldn't get in. So I just smashed the washing machine door. Just completely smashed it and bought a new washing machine. But my sister used to work for AO at the time and get like crazy amounts off, so it wasn't like the worst, but smashed. And I was thinking that door has to come off the hinges. New door from B&Q is about fucking 40-50 quid. Stick it on. And I couldn't do it, but most handy people can fucking put a door on and just boot the door in. His door opens inwards. So unless you're going to put a door through, I just keep kicking a hole in it. If it's not a shit door, you're not going to be able to kick it the opposite way it goes, are you? So we had to wait for his brother to come home and let him out. And then we got the train anyway. So I'll get to the good bit. So we get the train. Where did we start? We started Do you know what thing? Yeah, I got robbed. I wanted to fucking go out in the first couple of pubs, but everyone was just rushing to go out into New Brighton. That's not what I wanted. But it ended up being all right anyway. So we went to New Brighton. We're in, what's it called? The James Hamilton. And we was having a good time. It was a great night. We ended up getting the corner with all the coaches. Great time. Loads of people come in, new people coming to the group. The group's big. It's a big group of people. We're all having a great time. I'm in the bog. And some guy comes in the bog. I was talking to someone else, but who was this guy's mate? I think, yeah, he was his mate because he was talking to me later. So I was talking to this guy, this kid. What's his name now? Dylan. I was talking to, he's actually sound with the night finishes in a good way. I was talking to his mate in the bit before when you go to a toilet, there's a little bit in there, you go through doors, and then there's a little communal bit, and then it says women, men, disabled. Talking to him in the little communal area outside the toilets, and his mate comes over and goes, "Why are you talking to this knobhead?" Just said it. But listen, I say it, but I never say no, it's not. I suppose if it's joking, it's not Aggie, but it was Aggie. He said it, Aggie, yeah. But I never say things like that to people. But listen, we're not going to start fighting over saying an Aggie comment. So we start having a bit of a back and forth, saying things to each other, terrorising each other. And then, was it quite? Actually, no. Actually, I think it was quite jovial at first. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was. It was all right. I just sort of like laughed it off. And then we go out, and I'm talking to all the like not to everyone, but because I've now gone to the toilet, and been gone for a bit. I've lost my seat, yeah. So I'm stood up, looking into the group of everyone now, and we're talking, and I'm talking to people, and he says no one's asked. So then we start like, for this time I'm thinking I'm not letting you get away with that. So we just start like, I started terrorising him back, he's terrorising me, and at first it was all right, it was sound, it was like being to the edge of terrorising each other, but that's fine. You can terrorise me all the time. We're not going to start arguing or fighting or anything. Never like that. I'm not an Aggie person at all. This sounds like you must be an Aggie person, but I promise you, Jamie will tell you now he's met me for the first time. I'm not an Aggie person. I'm a happy guy, a good fun guy. So during this exchange, it comes to my knowledge that this guy is wearing a Man United branded watch. This is why I feel, but I feel like if I wore a United watch like that, so I can understand why he ended up snapping you, because I did start going heavy on the watch. I was getting people, I was telling my mates to ask him the time and that. And then I think eventually he just had enough about the watch, and he said, "What would you do if he headbutted you now in front of everyone?" That's what he said. What would you do if he headbutted you now? This is what this kid said to me. But no joke, he had enough and said, "What would you do if he headbutted you now?" I said, "You what?" And no, he was, I don't know, how old was he? He's all their age, and he's, what do you reckon, 26, 27? I don't know, maybe well younger. He didn't look younger. Do you know what's the funniest thing? So I was telling Meg the story in the morning, and I'm like, I don't know, trailing through all their Instagrams, trying, promise you, not in a beef way at all, just trying to find out who it was to see if Meg knew him. And yeah, Seb, you just missed it, and I wish you'd have seen this part. I wish you'd have seen. Obviously, everyone else who was out was there, but because Seb got a taxi later, I love how Seb's part of the story as well. Seb is the most laid back, placid guy ever of all time, most chill guy, and they always go in. His mate's got a taxi up. Not all of them, but the lad that I think someone else, who's one of the kids who said it to me, saying, "Oh, has your mate got a taxi up here to kick off?" They thought he'd got a taxi up to kick off, and like, because I'd kicked off and it was going to kick off later, when it wasn't. It was never going to kick off again after the third one. And after when we was in the last pub, I listened, we'd shook hands and it was done then. And I was like, and I feel like I weren't being Aggie anymore then, but he got off for a bit anyway, didn't he? But then he came back. Listen how it ended. Seb, how it ended. You was there at the end. Even you were saying, like, how was that ended like that? So anyway, so he said, we'll get back to the bit. So he's gone. What do you do if I headbutt you in here? And I'm thinking, who's this cheeky little cunt? Like, because he's definitely not going to headbutt me in here. So I just said, well, we'll go outside now then. If you're going to headbutt me in here, let's go outside. So he's full on. His mate said it, and it did. He can deny it, but he did. His ass fell out. Yeah. So I walk straight outside this boozer. But when you walk out the boozer and look to your left, he's directly into where all we was. Our Mank watch was directly into where we were all sat. He said, you look through the window and there's like a few little seats, like, but only stools in that, and then the couch bit where we was at the end. We just got, both times we've ended up getting that couch by just chance, by just getting in there at the right time. And so I'm come watch it. I can see into the pub. I can see him. He's in this bright, luminous night top, and he's and he's just sort of like moving around like that. You can tell that people are talking to him or something. And he was out for it, and I was outside for not a good minute, but a good, probably as much as a minute, because someone was saying, "Oh, leave it." And then I look in the window. Maybe a minute seems well long when I think about how long a minute you'd be outside. Enough where I'm thinking, is he coming out? Is he not? And then I look out the window, and I'm facing the pub, and there's like a few lads saying, "Oh, leave it outside," in front of me, and I'm like, look over their thing, and he's coming out. He's coming out the pub. I didn't need to. That's what he said, didn't he? I didn't need to, mate. I promise you. Listen, it's what it is, but I promise you now, if anyone threw 3 punches at me and missed all 3 punches, yeah. But the funny bit of the story comes in a minute for the third one, right? There's no way I'm not fighting them. They have to be fought, and even then, you must be so confident in your chances of winning. So he comes out the scene, walking out the pub, and I'm thinking, if after all that's been said, and I've come outside the pub I want to settle it. He's just said he's going to headbutt me in front of everyone, so I've come out the pub in an aggressive mood. But he comes out as well. But I feel like I feel like I need to realise that maybe these up here, not these up here, because some of them would, but a lot of people wouldn't. Most people wouldn't just throw a punch. But I thought he would. I thought he's going to come out. If he's walking out the pub, of course I'm going to think he's going to throw a punch at me. And one thing, I'm not a fighter, nothing like that, but I will never be punched first. I will throw a punch first. I'm not being smacked unless you get sniped and nothing you can do about it. I won't just get smacked for no reason. If I think he's coming out to have a fight, I'm going to smack him first. So I throw a right hand, but listen, I'll stand by these. So the next one, I have nothing I can say about it, but these two can happen. There's people in between us. He's just walked out of the pub. Like I'm over people, round people, trying to hit him. He slipped it, missed, and then as in the commotion, I tried to throw another bad one. Whilst I've already missed the first one in the same action, I missed again. Yes, I feel like he slipped the first one. The second one I just missed because it was like too much going on. Yeah, so then we get split up. Yeah, get split up. Missed both, but here we are. Listen, I can stand by them. I'm very pissed. I'm bladdered. These are all not bladdered. I'm bladdered. I mean, I must be bladdered to get to this round. Fighters were outside the boozer. So anyway, the groups get split up. Listen, Danny, this is one thing with these stories. I think, mate, there was about 40 witnesses there. I can't be blank. 2 of them are in here. two of them are in here the whole night. So anyway, let me get to the end to the good bit. This is the funny bit. So we get pushed. Glad you couldn't knock a decent wank out. Maybe not, mate. I always say maybe not, but I'll have a go. So I get put. The usual thing happens where it gets split up. The bouncer said one of us can come back in. Obviously, they're not going to let me back in. I've just swung for him. So he went back in, and I went over to the next pub across the road with like half of the group of people. Do you know? Does that make sense? Like half the people that are there, or definitely all the people that came with me, and then a few of us came to the boozer across the road. And then my mate, who I'd met there, like who's probably my like most friendly mate out of them, but a lot of his group was him, and that lad was his mate. They're coming across the road. I didn't realise to squash it, to talk it. This Jay's like, come on, let's go and squash it, let's leave it. He's coming across the road and he's smiling at me. He's doing, but I can't explain this smile, but I'll tell you why I was doing the smile later on when we spoke. And so he's doing this smile to me, and I'm just thinking, this is like, he's not coming over to sort this out. This smile's too, like, you had to see the smile, and even he laughed about it, right? And I'm thinking, nah, he's going for it. So, but what he said later to me, I feel like because I was pissed, was the most obvious thing ever of all time. So it was obviously it's quite cool. I got both my hands in my pocket, and as he's walking over the road and I'm seeing this smile, I'm thinking, nice, having it, this kid. So the first two, I'll stand by, could happen to anyone. Probably should, no matter how hard you are, how soft you are, the first two misses can happen to anyone. This third one, bro, I'm just saying it to me, mate. This third one, I lined him up. He was walking across the road, and the road was like substantial for me to have time. And I was on the curb. Wasn't even walking towards him at first because I'm thinking. Then I start walking towards him. I walked him onto the punch. I walked him straight onto it in my head and everything. I had all the time in the world. Just get to the curb. Just as I get off the curb, I think, right, pull my hand out of my pocket. And he says in the pub, before I prompted him, he said, but you pulled your hand out of your pocket and your fist was clenched. Pull my fist out of my pocket. Step off the curb, swing for him, full big swing, right hand. He ducked it again, missed. Missed again, 3 punches. Oh, it was the worst. I feel like I missed in slow motion. He literally just took a step back, just literally did that, and I just went straight past him. Oh, so after that, it had to be still give the lift home and Risty. Yeah. I'm not reading that bit out because of how bad it was, but what Seb says there, the guy ended up giving me a lift. I've just said it. We ended up getting a lift off his mate. Yeah, he rang his mate. His mate came and picked us up in a van and gave us a lift home. Yeah. But after that, I can see that. I can see why he said once, I know, Stefan, mate. Honestly, bro, how do I call that Tom Garratt a muppet now after that's happened to me? Oh. And even then, after all that, he come up, he shook my hand and everything. Someone finally Jay brought. So I would have definitely, I promise you now, I'd have squashed it. Yeah, I'm not. It sounds like I went, oh, he's an aggy player. I get pissed. I never ever. When's the last time I had a fight? When someone asked me in this live chat, when's the last time I had a fight? And that wasn't a fight either. Like, but if someone asked me in the live chat, when's the last time you had a fight? And I couldn't even tell you. It would have been years ago when last time I've had a fight. When was the last time I had a fight? Probably Sheffield when fucking Kell Brook fought. Errol Spence, literally, legitimately, is probably last time I had a fight. Is that last time? Maybe, yeah. That's how long it would have been. I'm not an aggy person. It was just one of them. But when he was coming over the road after the 2 punches outside the pub, what I'd missed, I'd have definitely shook his hand and left it because I don't want that sort of atmosphere on a night. I would happily saw it, yeah. Probably not if he just swung punches at me, then maybe we're going to have a fight about it. But he wanted to come over, saw it, yeah. But it was the smile, it was the teeth. Turns out he had his teeth done. It was just probably a bit too big for his mouth. He told me later on, yeah, I've had my teeth done. They always were like that. They were out and white and just, I don't know. Anyway, we ended up getting a lift home with this kid. And the night, me and him sat next to each other, smoking a joint, passing a joint to each other, sorted it out and everything, like real men do. Should have been big looking last year, I feel. I know, bro. It was terrible. It was terrible. Yeah, he had his teeth done. That's why he was smiling at me. And if he hadn't been smiling at me walking across the road, I'd have just shook his hand then. Because when he came in the pub, then it was sat down, shook his hand. We got on with each other. So I get this, yeah. An hour Monday morning. Obviously, I was up well earlier than everyone else because fucking I was up with JJ. I was trying to find what this lad looked like. There was no like carrying on of it or anything, just to show Meg what he looked like. Couldn't find him on anyone's Instagram or anything like that. Any of the lads who was out. And then Meg goes to work. Later on in the day, I look at my fucking Snapchat story. And he's on it about 5 times after the whole thing was being dead matey, fucking arm each other. And I didn't even show that to Fig, didn't even realise it was like that. I didn't know it'd even be like that. I was so pissed on Friday, mate. Oh, you've not been the same since taking that right hand from a brass and a bit. Oh, I've not. That wasn't a right. That was a fucking bottle. That was a bottle and a slap. It wasn't a right hand. That was a she you know them water bottles with the big water bottles where they have the ribs, the ridges, and then the blue top, and you had a blue handle at the top. You're exactly on them water bottles, aren't you? Do you think that was done by a punch by a girl, mate? That how swelled my face went. She threw one of them fucking big water bottles at me, and it hit me in the head. I'd obviously sort of seen what was happening on the live, but I didn't have a clue what was like properly happening. I didn't know what had gone on. And I park my fucking moped, fly around the corner, and literally they were just coming at me. But he'd ran past me laughing, and they're coming at me, and she just fucking threw the fucking water bottle at my head. It was nothing to do with me. I hadn't done nothing wrong. I'd done nothing wrong. All right, we're 48 minutes in, and we've not even answered one question. I will get to the questions. There's some good questions as well. This could go on for an hour and a half. Nothing comes out on a Monday from all the. You're a fucking menace. Oh, mate. From all the I listen to podcasts and nothing's ever out on a Monday for you. When people start the Monday at work, but then again, I don't put it on selfishly don't put it on Apple Podcast straight away, do I? Which is when only way I wouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't. I've got Apple, but now I've got YouTube Premium. I feel like I would listen to Luke Thomas's live chat on a Monday if it was only on YouTube. I would just listen to it but not watch it. Oh, mate, I just can't believe it. What right have I got to call anyone Muppets anymore when that's happened? Listen, we made up though. Had a joy at the end of the day. Passed it to me, and we even sat next to each other, passing each other a joy. There was a good few. Do you know what's the worst bit though? So, not Wednesday, it wouldn't have been. When was the last time I went out before that? Also, I went out for the Arsenal Cup game. Sorry, I said I'm not. Started this one of the worst lies ever. I've not drank all year. I was thinking the only times I drank was my Christmas do. definitely though, since the season started, I think the only times I've drank it since the season started is my Christmas do, the 28th over Christmas. I always like to do one night over Christmas and New Year where I just randomly go out in a midweek because I'm not in work the next day. Because they're good. It was like that. Like that was busy, but it was still good Friday, but it was busy. But when we went out over Christmas, I feel like sometimes when it's dead, it's good. Did he have a Man United grinder? Nah, he never. Listen, the watch bit. If I had a Liverpool watch, people could terrorise me for it, and it would never. I feel like it would never get to him saying he's going to. If he never said he was going to headbutt me in a pub, mate, that would never got to that. I'd have just carried on terrorising his watch. He could have found something else to terrorise me about. But you can't be saying you're going to headbutt someone in front of numerous people. Some people I've just met for the first time as well. Like Cody Garratt, but yeah, just terrible. I've missed loads of comments. I don't read the comments when I'm stoned. I just get into story time. I don't think anything's been done anyway. That laugh, man. Oh, I feel this laugh only comes out when I'm stoned. It's not a fake laugh, I promise you. But I never do it when I'm not stoned. Never. I only do this laugh when I'm stoned. I don't know what it is, where it comes from, but it is, yeah. Legs like slinkies. Love it, be right. Anyway, let's get to the things. Watch was on Fergie time. He's a proper sound kid, you know. He ended up being proper sound, and as a lot of people was that night, he was also I was probably a knobhead back then when I used to do all that, but maybe I was a bit of a knobhead because I was super pissed, super pissed. I just drink Prosecco now, that's it. Don't ever drink anything other than Prosecco ever. I can't tell you last time. Well, I had a couple of ciders on Thursday because met all my mates after the game was finished. I met all my mates in Taggies. I met all them in Taggies, and got on the cider for some reason. Fruit cider. That's why my sick was like that. That's why my sick was so pink, because I got the last 3 drinks of the day after drinking Prosecco. That's a lie again. Another lie. Why do I just keep lying? They're like boxing Twitter. I'm just making stuff up all the time and just seeing if it rolls. Because I was drinking only because at Turtle Bay when we had the bottomless brunch, I'm not used to porn star martinis being on the bottomless brunch for the same price menu, or not having to pay to upgrade for them. They were on there for free, so I drank about fucking 12 bottomless. Probably more. That's what we'll say. I didn't even finish that story. How many stories on this just don't get finished? So I've definitely not finished half of the stories I've started telling anyway, but we'll finish at Turtle Bay. We'll get into some questions because I can't just keep doing these where I don't answer a single question. Or it's not a live chat, is it? It's just me talking for an hour. Right. Yeah, drank loads of porn-star martinis in that thing. But do you know what actually I feel like as well? I feel like I wasn't as pissed on Wednesday because when I got off, so me and Seb went out. Seb picked me up at 2. we went out at like about 20 past 2, and we got on the Prosecco straight away before we even met everyone at 4. People who finished work a bit later. We were 2 bottles of Prosecco in by the time we went to the bottomless brunch, and I feel like I was getting more pissed. And this is definitely what happened on Friday. I get more pissed when I just stay to finger Prosecco. I reckon now that I think about it, maybe the Turtle Bay or all the cocktails, they just don't put a lot of shit in them, do they? Because if they offer them all. But yeah, I feel like I was definitely fucking rat ass. The videos of me and Turtle Bay, man, I'm pissed out of my head, but not actually on the one where when I come out the toilet and I fucking have these 2 fucking random kids on me fucking Snapchat. Do you know I do the worst Snapchats when I'm pissed. That's Snapchat, mate. Do you know that's another thing that's been shunned, right? Can we get the Fort Taggies was a tourist pub? Actually, again, another lie. Didn't meet him in Taggies. We met him in Hotel Anfield, which I think is still another tourist pub. But yeah, we didn't go in Taggies. Usually we do go in Taggies, but because I've not been going the matches at all this season, like my mate, I think with going watching a match out. No, we went to the one next door, Hotel Anfield, and got on the side. I didn't go Taggies. And then we went to King Harry for one. What I was saying then, see, I'm proper ill. And I promise you I got rid of this, but the only thing I can hope, spoke about Sunderland next week and sorted nothing, shot a bit sharp every lad. Yeah, I haven't actually. Let's sort it out now. When can I come to Sunderland? I want to come up in March. What games in March that I can come up for? And come up to a Sunderland game, the King Harry. Listen, the King Harry's a good pub. It's always been a good pub. I used to go in the King Harry loads before games. So what are you talking about, mate? King Harry's good. That's not really full of all tourists. I think King Harry's a good boozer. Why was he even talking about Wednesday? Who's asked about Wednesday? What the point? What was he even on about then on Wednesday? I'm sure we were saying something that was actually like quite important then. I said, I'll get to the end of this, and then all porn star martinis. Yeah, I feel like they were making me less pissed. But Friday, I just stuck to Prosecco. That's all I drank all night. Prosecco. And I love it because what you do is I'm not going to be a cheeky bastard. And I feel like this is me doing the sensible thing, not me trying to get out of anything. I'm not going to be a cheeky bastard because I drink a bottle of Prosecco fast, right? Fast, especially when I'm on these rounds. So I say, anyone who wants to get on a Prosecco round with me, let's get on a Prosecco round with me. And I do a round with all the Prosecco people because I'm not going to buy someone a fucking, how much a pint of beer. I don't even know how much a pint of beer is. How much is a pint of beer? I'm not going to buy people pints of beer and expect them to buy me a bottle of Prosecco back. So I get in a Prosecco round, and I love dragging people into the round. Some people, Jay will always start on the Prosecco round, and I think it was just me and Jay on the round at first. But I dragged people in. I think by the end there was about fucking 5 of us on the round, just bottles of Prosecco after Prosecco, and I drink it fast and get pissed. Finding Prosecco is one of the best things that's ever, because I've never really enjoyed. I used to enjoy drinking dark fruits and an original cider. Yeah, I did. I enjoyed going to the pub and having a cold, even like, it sounds disgusting, but a cool pint of Strongbow. Seriously, when it was just Strongbow in them tall glasses, I'd enjoy that on a summer day. But then as my stomach got worse as I got older, and I just like have the worst stomach of all time. I've got the worst IBS. Buscapans don't help me at all ever in the world, because then they sort my stomach out, but then I just feel, because I eat so much shit and I never stick to what I'm supposed to eat and what I've been told. I've been told I shouldn't eat like greasy stuff, garlic, all this stuff, like even dairy. I shouldn't be eating dairy, and I eat fucking dairy all the time. I put garlic in everything. I fucking have the biggest fry-ups of all time, so I have got the fucking worst stomach of all time. And since I got a bad stomach, I can't have cider anymore, and I cannot drink lager. I don't like any. I don't really like spirits either. Never liked beer, Danny. Have you never liked beer? Never, ever, ever, ever liked beer in my life, ever. I've not had 10 pints of beer. Never. I bet you that. I bet you I've not drank that much beer in my life. One of them. Never. When have I ever drank a pint of beer? I've never finished a pint of beer. Guinness, hate it. Tried it. Guinness as well. Never liked it. Exactly, Stefan. Imagine never having garlic in food. I don't put it in everything, but if a recipe needs garlic, I put it in it. And cider fucks me up now. That's why. So when before I got on the Prosecco, I feel like people haven't put 2 and 2 together and realised that it was me getting on the Prosecco that stopped the sick videos. Because I'm not really, I am if I get too pissed. It's more like headaches and that on Prosecco. The Thursday sick, because I weren't sick on Saturday. The Thursday sick would definitely be caused by the cider. That's what I think I realised. And I just don't like shorts. I did back in the day when I was a kid, and that I would like a vodka. I would only drink like vodka Red Bull, vodka lemonade, or gin for ages. I was gin lemonade, pink gin and all that. I was all that drinker. But I feel like I was just a that drinker because there's only so long you can drink cider, and you would have to go to something. But Prosecco bridges that gap, mate. Prosecco, you can just, because obviously you get the small, tall glasses, so your drinks are always cooled. You don't have to drink loads and loads of it to get pissed, and even though you're drinking it, you're not drinking massive amounts, so you don't get all bloated. This is why girls drink it. They're not fucking stupid girls, mate. They drink it because it doesn't bloat them. Lads ain't asked about being bloated and having big bellies and that, but girls are. That's why they found Prosecco and fucking populated Prosecco. And it's the same. It doesn't bloat you. It tastes nice as well. Sometimes that's one thing though about I find out Prosecco, which is hard. If I have to, I can neck a glass of Prosecco. But if you're somewhere and you've just bought a pint and you have to get off, you can't neck a full bottle of Prosecco to get rid of it. Obviously, there's the animals who can drink anything, and the weird ones who can neck like a fucking bottle of Jaeger straight in 15 seconds. Obviously, them fucking people, they can probably neck a finger Prosecco. But us normal people, I can't neck a Prosecco like that. I never will be able to neck a Prosecco like that. And I lose. Sometimes you lose a bottle of Prosecco, or usually I'll just put. It depends though, because does anyone else drink Prosecco? And I swear blind, it's not as nice. And it's not as drinkable, and it's not in my head. Prosecco, it's not the same if it's not in a Prosecco glass. Like, genuinely doesn't taste as nice. Like, it's harder to drink. It's not enjoyable. But if it's in a Prosecco glass, it's nice, and I'll stand by that. But yeah, if it's in a Prosecco glass, it's actually nice. And that's all I drink. Just drink it all night, and it's the best thing ever. But it's a next level pissed. And the headache is the worst thing in the world. Is the headache even worth it? That's the question I ask myself pretty much every time I'm Prosecco hungover. Saturday, yesterday, bad. Thinking, is the headache worth this? But it's gone now, so now I just think, yeah. Tastes like piss. Right, let's get on to the questions because we're 1 hour in. Done. No questions. So Chantal, I'm going to miss Chantal at works because she didn't give me a new one this one, and she's definitely not still watching it because she only really watches like the first 10 minutes and then turns it off. So we're not going to answer Chantal. Well, she could be next week, or if she gives me another one, I'll back her up. So why always Omar asked Sue, and it would have been, I probably would have gone on to him last week and just like said the shoe thing. Who do you think will take over at Liverpool? And I'm guessing he means manager. Why? Doesn't matter, I can't be asked reading that out because people come in once a week and ask that different person. And I just think, I'm not talking about it. You might want to do one of them big And then it won't be on for the audio listeners. Who do you think will take over at Liverpool? Who do I think will take over at Liverpool? So I feel like Alonso is not. He's a smart man. He definitely must have looked at the way that Klopp's been like treated by our owners, and he must think he's a cert. Yes, Stefan. Stefan, listen, mate. Right, one thing, right? I appreciate it, and yeah, if it gets much worse, I will bick it. But come on, if yours had been at this level, you wouldn't have booked it at your age. Yours was in shocking, Nick. Mine's not in shocking, Nick. It's just a little bit far back. I can get away with it when I'm out. It's not as noticeable when you're not looking at it on the camera. He's chin John Henry. Missed him twice, and then third time I walked John Henry onto a fucking solid right hand. Imagine in an alternate universe where I don't miss that third right hand and I land it. But that's what I did with John Henry. I don't think Alonso's going to want to come and work under these owners, because why would he? Very likely the next manager gets hounded out because our fans are the worst fans in the world of all time, right? And they are. They were turning on Klopp last season. They turned on Klopp. I remember when we went on that horrendous run in the COVID season and people were turning on him then. They can say they weren't, but they were. Loads of people were. And it's not, and it's there's that many people were last week people were saying, when I was saying this, people were putting it in the chat saying, is it this person? It's everyone. Loads were. Loads weren't, obviously, but loads were. Rumour has it. It's Friday, look like. Oh, mate, how can you believe that happened to me? Well, at least I tell it. I feel like if we'd have shook hands, me and that lad, he wouldn't have put the story out there. I think we would have just been fingered, but I'll tell it about myself. I can have a laugh at myself. Terrible, mate. Terrible. I feel like Alonso wouldn't work under these, even if we want him, and I don't really want him. I don't think the next manager's going to work. That's why I said Conte and Mourinho, because I still just want us to be good. Like, I'm not ready for us to be dog shit yet. Do you know what I mean? Hide current comment. I'm not ready for him to be dog shit anymore. Hey, hang on. Oh, I can't keep interrupting what I'm saying. I was going to say, shall I write the question and then put it up so people know what questions being asked? But why would that matter? Because if you're watching it, you'll know. But then I really don't know. If I said yes, Woogs are head of shite, Arteta's a Lego head, and Andy Taylor's the world's boldest man. Yes, that's true. All that is true. But I don't think, and I'm stoned, I don't mind. Obviously, if I'm realistic, I don't think we're going to win the league now, and it's sad because I had this like romantic thing in my head that, you know what, we might just go on the momentum and just keep winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. Because sometimes when we start rolling downhill, it's hard to stop us. That's what it was when we won the Champions League. You were sick before. I said, "Oh my God, Seb, I was." I'm not telling that story, Seb, because people will think I'm a horrible person to the victim. I'm not telling it. Seb, is your mate booked fucking Spain? Yeah, get him on it. He definitely has, hasn't he? I don't mind the Reds now, but yeah, I just don't think we're going to win the league, and it's sad. And I feel like I'd been very negative on us winning the league. And then I got round to it in my head that I thought we'd win the league just because the league's that bad. But I just think City are going to go on a run. I think it's sad, but I think we all know City are going to go on a run. And then, do you know what's the worst bit? I think if City keep dropping points, we'll stay in it because we can. I don't know how to say this without sounding like overly negative, but I think if we are out of it bad, with Klopp leaving and everything, and like the atmosphere at the club at the minute, I think I'm not blaming the league on Klopp at all, but I think it. Don't know. Maybe I think we would have won it if he didn't say he was leaving or wasn't leaving. Do you know what I mean? But I know there's no way he could be leaving and say and not now. Without like, imagine we started sounding out managers as if that wouldn't get out to the press. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't think we're going to win the league, and it's sad. But in terms of who's going to take over, I don't know enough managers. That's the thing. So I know Alonso, and I know like my managers from City will go on a mad run now. And I know my managers. Win the league and pull the club, I'd be happy with that. I know the older managers from like my generation that ain't got jobs. I don't really know up and coming managers. Couldn't tell you many managers now. Sometimes I fucking look at a manager and think, well, I can't believe he's managing. But you know, when like one of the players who I used to like or know when I was younger as managers, and I think, oh, no way is he managing now. So I don't know who to replace him. And who do I want to take over? Conte. I want Conte. Badly want Conte, and I know there's no chance of it. It would not happen in no way, shape, or form. But I think Conte could win a league with this team. I promise you, I think Conte would win a league with this team. Imagine that back five. I keep saying Alisson, best goalkeeper in the world by far. He had a bad day today, and even though he never had that bad a day, it was well more Van Dijk's fault than Alisson's fault, by the way. But anyway, Van Dijk. If that happens, and Van Dijk barged Martinelli out the way, And to do this stupid badge, like just to like show him he's that hard, which is fair enough because sometimes it works. Because he does it, he barges himself into Alisson's fucking path, and Alisson should have just volleyed him and volleyed the ball and everything, but he didn't. Don't know. He hesitated. Maybe he didn't want to volley his mate, or don't know. Didn't volley the ball. Didn't just kick it and kick him, but maybe it still would have just bounced off fucking Van Dijk and gone in anyway. So, but yeah, fucking, it was terrible. Alisson's still best keeper. Trent right back. Robertson left back or a new left back. But I think Robertson as a left wing back would be well better with fucking. Imagine Gomez. No, Gomez looks good again. Gomez, Canate, and Van Dijk as three centre halves in a world where it's well easy to fucking defend nowadays and win things if you're just sitting all the time, and then break with three fast wingers. We'd be the best fucking team ever for a year, and then it'd all obviously go to shit. I think they're both earned a pass, to be honest. What do you mean? Playing the cocktails. Yeah. Do you know what, Seb? Yeah, I think it would have been the cocktails. Again, because they're too sweet. I think it's all the sweetness. It's definitely the cocktail. Because when am I ever sick like that now? When I'm on Prosecco. Yeah, probably. It was bad. That was a bad one, though, that Seb. Yeah, really bad. Missed Bradley today. Right, and was shite. Trent wasn't fit. Yeah, do you know what? I think we did miss Bradley today. Bad that. Obviously, you can't play him because his dad died, but I think I'd have played, you know. I think if my dad died, I'd play. And I think he'd want me to play. But listen, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think we did. I think we genuinely missed Bradley. He's solid. He's well more solid than Trent. He's a right back who can defend, and doesn't matter what anybody says to me, you'll never, ever be able to tell me that Trent can defend, because he cannot defend, mate. They got in behind him multiple times. He can't defend. He gives you more stuff going forward, so it doesn't matter. And to me, he's the best right back in the league, and I love him. And even though I will scapegoat him quite a lot, he doesn't matter because he's fucking one of the best players in a lot of our fans' eyes, and he's loved by everyone else, and he does not give a fuck if some fucking fat idiot from Bolton scapegoats him on Twitter. So I will scapegoat him when I want to, yeah, because he doesn't care. He's not arsed. So, but I still love him. One of the best fucking right backs of all time, mate. What he offers you as an attacking threat from a right back, not a midfielder, so you're not wasting a midfielder on finding someone creative or a forward. As a right back, mate, it makes him stand out as one of the best right backs this country's ever produced, ever played in the league. Not probably will, but if he goes to Madrid and wins everything he'll win at Madrid, mate, yeah, one of the best right backs ever to play football. But can't defend, cannot defend, never been able to defend. And good teams target him. Arteta, mate, would have been fucking licking his lips when he seen that Bradley news. As bad as that sounds, yeah, he'd have been licking his lips, mate, knowing, thinking Bradley, because Trent would have started that game. Bradley would have started that game. He weren't fit at all. It was terrible. He was terrible. But he weren't fit. I'm not fully blaming him, because if you noticed during the game, I weren't moaning about him because he weren't fit. And it's just an unfortunate event that's happened that means he's had to play. But yeah, one of them in it. Now that I'm stoned, I don't care. I'm not as angry, but I feel like people hold by, maybe most people have gone to realise that, like, a lot of people who are in here don't comment on these things. But why do people reply to my reactionary nonsense, like talking against it as if I even probably believe it myself? My head, every time Liverpool lose, my head falls off and I tweet garbage, and then within 2 hours my head's back on and I don't care anymore and I stop saying all these ridiculous things. I feel like I watched that game. I did miss about 25 minutes. I missed from like the 25th or 30th minute till 40th minute, and then I missed all from 2-1. Waited at 2. No, I watched 2-1 for a bit, and then missed it all the rest of the game. And then the worst bit was I was running JJ's bath and heard the commentator shouting, but couldn't work out what the crowd was saying downstairs. Ran downstairs thinking, is it 2-2? And it was 3-1, and I was like, for fuck's sake. And then didn't see anything else after that. During that game, I weren't thinking Jota played terrible. Then when the game finished, I just thought, boom, scapegoat, Jota, garbage, terrible. But now I think about it, he was terrible. He is shit. Another thing about Jota, mate, garbage. If he doesn't score a goal, only you slate him enough because then he scores a goal, and we all like the fact that he's got a good song and he scores a few goals and that. But when he plays terrible, he stinks the gaff out and offers you nothing. Nothing. Doesn't hold the ball up. Doesn't even really press that much when he's playing that bad. And he's not fast, and it annoys me that he's not fast. So I'll never properly support him or love him because he's not fast. Sell him. Joe Westhead, how far down the pecking order? See, I should write it on. How far down the pecking order do we fall now in regards of attracting any type of player without Klopp there? Is this the beginning of an exodus in regards of players following Klopp? Or are they two different questions? Right, yeah, I think they're two different questions, right? How far down the pecking order are we going to have to be to sign players? So, massively. One of the biggest things of Van Dijk doesn't sign for Liverpool if Klopp's not there, especially not where we were at that time. Who else wouldn't sign? Salah would have signed for Finger. Mane probably would have. What players have we had later on who have only signed for Klopp? There's definitely been players. A lot of the like players like. So one thing that it's just a bit off topic straight away, but we will massively not be able to attract players. But another thing that I feel like you're going to realise now, because of the way he is and the way he is with the players and how much he like gets them all to buy into it. A lot of players like, do you know, like your Gakpos and that who were, and even Jota to an extent, like these players were the Gomez, another example. They never really first team. Because obviously we never have that a deep squad like where like City and that. People reply with this and go, "Oh, you've got so many players," and City have got so many players, and it's always just absolute garbage because City have always got like incredible players, but we'll have like players registered from like the youth team. Look at our benches all the time and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And we use like kids as defensive as backup players and stuff. But players like Gomez and that you never hear them mourning. They never mourn. And I think Klopp could be better. I think Klopp would be better without. I think Núñez would be better without Klopp. Seriously, I think Klopp hinders Núñez and I love Núñez, but I think the fact that Klopp never really plays with a proper striker and doesn't have a thing that does it, I think Núñez playing as a proper out-and-out striker in a team that maybe like on the counter-attack or something, or that's a bit less press, where he doesn't have to press all the time from the front foot, that's when you'll see him set the world on fire. That's one thing about Klopp leaving. I think Núñez is going to have the fucking season of his life next season. But I think a lot of the players that are always happy to be bit part players because they're so happy to be in the fold because of Klopp and the way Liverpool is under Klopp and how nice of a club it is to play for and how the togetherness and that won't be as happy at that. And that's like, I suppose that's a part of attracting players, yeah. And is it the beginning of an exodus in front? I think in regarding of players leaving, yeah, I think they would have too much respect not to give us a season, but I think pretty soon, I think with agents and stuff that get in people's ears and stuff now, I think pretty soon, if the first season goes to shit, people will get off the ship, even though it could be turned around. And then if there was a chance of turning it around, that'll stop the chance of turning it around. Even though I don't think there's going to, I just don't think people are getting it into their head how drastic this is. We're fucked. Like he was doing miracles here and people don't even realise it. We're not going to do well post Klopp. We're just not going to do well post Klopp. I don't know who we're going to replace him with. And I think attracting players will be hard. I think it will be hard. And Van Dijk will leave after a year for shit. Trent will probably want to leave after a year for shit. He's not going to want to waste his prime. I think people like Robertson will stay and they're not going to get anywhere. I think even like Canate would stay and come and be like the main defender in that. But Alisson, I think he likes it here, but I just think he's the best keeper in the world and deserves to be winning things all the time. And I think he's more likely to give us a second season. You know, like Reina stayed a bit longer. And people can say what it was. Obviously, he had a massive drop off, but Reina was well too good to be in a Liverpool side managed by Roy Hodgson. That's a fact. So maybe because Reina seemed to love us and we loved him. We always love a mad keeper. I think Alisson will probably give us 2 years, and I think Trent would probably get into this 2 years maybe. But Van Dijk's not giving us 2 years of being bad. Salah's mind's probably made up. He's probably getting off in the summer. He'll do something about saying he couldn't possibly think about playing without Klopp, even though I think them two got like the maddest relationship of all time. It's never been all roses between Salah and Klopp, has it ever? No way. I think that's one of the reasons why I probably never like fully like I do. I love him. He's one of the best players ever, but like I can get on Salah's back before. So I feel like him and Klopp have always sometimes had a bit of a mad relationship. I feel like Klopp will put up with anything. Not anything, but there's no way Salah's ever late for training. Probably trains harder than anyone. Best dedicated player, doesn't drink, nothing like that. Do you know what I mean? He's probably the best player to manage in the world, and he scores goals all the time, gets assists all the time, plays well all the time. I can imagine Klopp would just respect that. But I feel like they've never had the like. Maybe it's, and I feel like it's more now. I feel like it's blossomed later on, but I feel like never frosty, but never like. I always think Klopp and Mane until at the back end when I feel like they had a bit of not of a fallout, but they did it. But I feel like Klopp and Mane was always like well more in love than Klopp and Salah ever was. And like Klopp and Henderson, Klopp and Henderson were like the boys. So just get off the football for a bit. PPI on, I'm like choosing questions now. PPI on strap, sick name that. Who do you think Conor Benn should fight if it isn't Eubank? Can anyone believe that Conor Benn performance? I can't believe. The first video, I was watching it and I was thinking, do you know what? Fair play to him. Depends who the manager is. There's no standout candidate. Whoever it is, a ridiculous job on their hands. Yeah, that's the sad thing, isn't it? There's no. I feel like whenever anyone Josh Kelly beats. There's not a big enough fight to do it because Josh Kelly beats Conor Benn with absolutely no question in my mind. And so, what, you're going to cash him out for such a small fight? No way. Eddie Hearn, right, keeps coming out and he's been saying all week. I feel like he does this with Devin Haney as well. All week, but the American version, all week he's been saying how massive a star Conor Benn is in England. Conor Benn is not a massive fucking star in England. If he was a massive star, Inverse Eubank wouldn't have been originally put on at the O2. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's obviously still a big, or was it at Manchester? No, it was at the O2. It's obviously a big arena, but it was an arena fight. Conor Benn has never been a star in this country. He's never sold out an arena in this country, ever. How many times has he even headlined in this country? When he was headlining, he wasn't even nearly selling out arenas. What is Eddie Hearn going on about, mate? And they make up this lie that he's a big star. He's not a big star over here. How much Eddie Hearn says it does not make it true. So I think they might have blagged it enough where they could get, like, who could they get over at 147? My thing is, if he gets a world title fight, someone gets a world title fight, he could get that as a pay-per-view over here, but you'd need it to be a big star. Like, you'd see how Crawford's obviously not going to do it. Haney's not. Maybe if Haney, what belt has Haney got? Maybe if Crawford vacated and somehow Eddie Hearn managed to wangle it with, who is it with? Is he with the WBA? Is Benn high on the WBA? If you did, but I don't think he's WBA, is he? He's WBC. There's no chance you could get Haney for one of them vacant titles. If he could get Haney over, I think Hearn can go on the bigger sell enough where he tries to blag Haney's almost like a Golovkin or Lomachenko, like this fighter who's really good but fights in America because he's too big to fight over here, and brings him over and fills out an arena like he did with Usyk as well. Usyk, Bellew, Lomachenko, Campbell, what's the other one I just said? Literally just said then. Eddie, I think he tried this with Gervonta Davis, but because fucking Frank Warren's such a bad promoter, he never got the same thing what Eddie did. Oh, and Golovkin, they were all in arenas. You know what I mean? Manchester Arena. They weren't in stadiums, but you can probably fill. Haney versus Benn would probably fill the O2 because Eddie would big it up enough and blag it enough. And then he loses to Haney. No shame in that, but I'm not going to hold it against him. Has another two bad shithead fights, and then has or one fight or whatever, and has a Eubank one. So he's got two cash outs there. So I think they could go in that direction. But Josh Kelly, yeah, exactly. I feel like Josh Kelly, they sort of blagged it, didn't they? But Eddie, when he was at Eddie and he was coming up, they would throw him on cards with, what was the other guy called from Newcastle now? Not Josh. He was hard punching. He ran through the British title, defending it and just knocking everyone out. And Lewis, what's he called? Oh my god, there's definitely people in there knowing it. Lewis. Oh, I can't remember his name. The chat's a bit behind if someone's saying it. Anyway, him. He would get on his cards and stuff, wouldn't it? And then sometimes he'd be on the card. Lewis Ritson, that's it. And sometimes Lewis Ritson would clearly be the headliner, but because he was trying to big Josh Kelly up, he'd put Josh Kelly above Ritson. So Josh Kelly's not going to be a big enough fight with Benn in it, and he could lose. So that's why they're saying world champions get all these people to try and do that and cash him out twice. Otherwise, because I don't think Eubank's going to play a game with him. They're going to play a ball with him. But Eubank would be silly not to take that fight. Eubank runs him over, surely. And Eubank's bad as well. He just got Smith on a day where Smith, you could tell he was fucked. Eubank's terrible as well. So that where's Eubank going to get another payday where he can cash out on the last little bit of ability he's got, like a Benn payday? Right, next question. Oh, do you know what? I could end this now, an hour and 17 minutes. Start getting starving now. I've got so much wood. You know what's the worst thing? So I'm on this fast now, and I've not even weighed myself all week. I'm fasting now, and I'm fasting Mondays pretty much, until my holiday. But I'm supposed to do 8 o'clock at night till 8 a.m. So I can eat again Tuesday at 8 a.m. Because I have a joint and do these dead late. I sit up now, stoned, loving life, having for about an hour and a half eating munch. It's like a long recurring bit. It's like abusing myself then. So I have to be up at 5:45 to get ready for work. And I'm going to be knackered because I'll have stayed up all night eating munch, and then I shouldn't eat till Tuesday until 11 o'clock, but I still always break it when I wake up. I have a coffee because I'm just too fucked. So now I have my 36-hour fast today, probably 31-hour fasts. But listen, it'll still happen. I'm doing 3 fasts this week. I feel like the first 2 weeks I've just done 1 because I ended up going out on Wednesday and Friday. I will not be out now again for about 6-7 weeks. On Thursday, I was genuinely saying to Dave at work, I can't drink again, you know. Funny, so right. So I'm going to end it on the. I forgot to do that. We never finished the end of that 6 story, did we? And the 6 video's been short, so we're going to end it on the end of the 6th way. Do you think Leon could defend against Islam if he came up? Yeah, probably, yeah, Danny, because if he came up for champ, yeah, I do think he could because the size. I just think Leon is too big for Islam, and I don't think Islam's as good as people think. I think he can be. outstruck, if that makes me, if you know what I mean. Like, I think you're going to be outstruck by a good striker, and Leon's a good striker. So yeah, I do. I get why I don't like him, but Whittaker is a decent prospect. Shalom just needs to sort. It's hard. It's hard. I don't like him at all. It's hard. I don't know, with that Whittaker, right? I get that it is good. The stuff he's doing is quite good. Don't get me wrong, mate. Maybe able to slip all them punches, that's quite good. But he's doing it against these opponents that are just terrible, and it's just a bad look for me. I think you should just be blasting them opponents out, and then start doing it a bit more when you're actually in a fight with someone. Because then it's like it delivers well better when you're doing it past actual good fights. When you're just doing it past these absolute no ones, I feel like it loses the how good it looks, if you know what I mean. 1 second. I had Iron Brew because it won the poll, and I was fucking wounded thinking that Iron Brew weren't going to win the poll. 1 sec. What was I saying then? Don't keep me off this. This is because I've gone well over and I need to do this. What was I? What, people who watch this on audio. Oh, why is that on my? Why have I opened YouTube on my thing? Oh, because I was on the chat before when I was late. See, I always come on late. Always start these late, and then I forget that I'm late, and I have my phone on me, and I'm not saying things in the chat to say I'm late. And then when I fully get on StreamYard, I look at the chat and realise people are waiting and think shit. So then whatever else I do after that point, I take my phone and reply to people. What do I need to do? Get that 1 sec. Right, what was I saying then? What was the last story? What was talking about? Dancing about, yeah, like his Prince Nazim, but against bad people. And not even then, Prince Nazim was doing it against probably not great title defenses, but at least doing world title fights. You know what I mean? I know he got quite an easy ride. In terms of like the title defenses. But Eddie, I think he was perfect for that one. He knew it. Frank Warren back in the day could rinse fans, couldn't he? He'd put on terrible world title defenses for big ticket sellers. But what was we talking about? What did I say? So the sick, yeah. So Thursday, we'll end it on this. I've answered a few questions. It doesn't matter. Well, at least it saves questions for next week. And then, so I was buzzing this week because I was banned off Twitter all week. I had the questions for this from last week because I never answered any. So I get in work, yeah, I'm being sick in this. I'm being sick in the bog. I was that sick for about a minute, and it goes over ages because I've just got my head in the toilet. It goes to about 3, 4, whatever that is. At the end of that, so 3, 4 minutes past 6, Dave comes out of the like shop floor thinking, where the fuck is he? Because I'm always on there on time. I mean, because I had no time to shut the doors, I'm in the toilet with the main door to the toilet wide open and the cubicle door wide open with me head in the bog just going, and all I hear him say is, seriously, Josh? And I just like look out there through the gap of the two things, and he's just stood there with a fucking white Monster energy drink just looking at me shaking his head. Thursday, top 5. I promise you. I know I like to over-exaggerate things, and I do sometimes say things that are like, I'll say the worst ever this and that, best ever this, most tired. But listen, I promise you now, no lie, Thursday is one of the worst days of my life ever in history. Top 5 worst days ever. Because then I had to come home and look after JJ till he went to bed at 7 o'clock. Couldn't just come home and have a nap. Couldn't just come home and go to bed because he never had a nap. He'd already had his nap of the day. Never had a nap from when I got home, looking after him till 7 o'clock. Worst day ever. Right, I need to go because I want to eat my lunch and get ready for bed, and I've got work tomorrow. This was good. I enjoyed this. This was a good live chat. The Friday night fights story. I answered a few questions. I've got what other questions did I really even have that's good? Oh, there's a good one about the Queensbury versus Matchroom. Did you see that got announced for June something? With Bivol Betaviv. I am genuinely, hand on heart, promise you, not even making this up, not just saying it. I'm thinking of going to Saudi Arabia for that. I think it'd be fucking sick. Is there not something near Saudi Arabia? Can you not drive from like somewhere where you can have a drink in that to Saudi Arabia? So if you did like 3 days in somewhere good and then got a sick car, drove to Saudi Arabia, watched the boxing and drove back, could you not do that? Is there nowhere around that? Because I'm thinking that card's going to be too good to miss. Matchroom versus Queensbury on top of with Bivol Betaviv, the fucking headliner. I think that'd be a sick card to go to, but is it doable? They're changing the laws, aren't they? Can you have a drink at the boxing and that? Thoughts with Tom Garratt is probably after missing it. Tom Garratt. Thoughts on Tom Garratt probably after missing it. What do you mean? Don't get it? Tom Garratt. Is that like a thing that I've said? Right, anyway, we're ending it. I want to eat me munch and that. Good. This was a good live chat. I can't remember any of the things we were talking about though. Do you know what? Actually, fucking people, I never asked it. Or like the live chat. I always forget to say that. And Supreme shouts at me, like it, everyone, you little rats. How many likes? I've got 7 likes, 145 viewers. altogether 7 likes. It's fucking not good enough, you know, people, because it helps a little bit. Oh, Tom Garratt video. Yeah, I can't believe it. And I can't believe he went on that show and they just like made them stupid little jokes. He should have been getting terrorized the entire show for that. It's one of the worst videos to ever come out about somebody. Do you know what I mean? Who should be getting who tries terrorizing people? Can you believe he tried terrorizing me when that video exists? But then again, thank God no one was videoing Friday. I'd never be able to fucking live it down. I'm going. And when I fucking tweet the first thing about this as well, some of you can fucking retweet it, you little rats. And that, to be honest, actually, I don't care. I like it. I like how it is going at the minute until I start getting until I start doing things with this and start getting like doing better. So I've got a camera that's well better than the webcam, the thingy camera, because I can't be asked ever putting it on and having to. Oh, it's terrible, James. We've already been through it, although we've been through it, James, like extensively at the start of this. But because the webcam camera is you have to sort it out a little bit, and I should never use it. That's how unseriously I take this. I tweet once, maybe twice through the week saying the name of it, and then that's it. Never advertise it again. I feel like I just enjoy doing them. I don't think I actually asked if people watch them at the minute. Maybe one day. Do you know what I'm thinking of doing though? How sick would this be, right? I feel like I'm just starting to sound like I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. But I only found out that it exists this weekend. How sick do you reckon this would be? A live chat away day, right? So I didn't realise there's a website called Mystery Away Day. I'm shouting them out even though I don't even know them. I'm going to steal their idea from my live chat. Not steal my idea, but do it. They just put on a mystery day and you pay them money and then you find out, I think, the morning of where you go in and you go to an away day, like a home game, but for someone away. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put on a thingy away day for the live chat. How many people shall limit it to? What's a good number? 8 people. 8 people. I'm going to put this on, and you can come and we'll go to an away day in a foreign country. One night stay. And if it doesn't sell out, I'm going to give it to my mates. Will I ever end up doing this? Probably not. Right, I'm going. I am in a live chat FIFA tournament though, and people can come in that. I think it might be full. There's 6 people in it. Maybe I'll get 2 people for the live chat at our FIFA tournament, but you'll have to get pissed on Prosecco or whatever you bring and play FIFA on this. Maybe my idea is going to get stolen now. Like the mystery people's had it right. I'm fucking waffling garbage. I'm going. Been a good live chat. See you later, everyone.